Well then, welcome to 2024, I guess. Today, I've lost my voice a little bit. Today we're just going to look at the vehicles that I have not finished and am kind of abandoning. I want to go through my whole vehicle list, get rid of things, and put them on the workshop so that you can do something with it yourself. So something like this, the speedboat. Yeah, I guess we'll go drive it. We'll go drive it. I better turn on infinites. It was just supposed to be a speedboat, kind of before that spy boat, that this would be able to sort of operate in the Arctic without getting munched by the waves. So the hull is really good. It's pretty stable. This was just supposed to be a basic speedboat. Nothing fancy. But it is kind of a weird proportion. Like, there's not enough space to put any passenger seats in here without completely rejigging the back. I guess if you made it longer, then you would have more space for the seats. So if you have a look in the description, you'll find a link to just my workshop page. I'll try and link as many of these individual vehicles as I can. But I'm not sure if I'll have enough characters to put all the links. So yeah, there's nothing in the front. It's not really big enough that you could put any living spaces in here or anything. And in the back, it was just two medium engines. And these are all the control surfaces, all the little fins to make it turn, and they worked really well. That's all you need for a little boat like this. Well, that's this boat. This was supposed to be a big gantry crane that I could put over the rails at what is now $30 train yard. And I got pretty far with this. I don't remember why I stopped. A little power unit thing so you can connect off this anchor if you wanted to charge something up. Right now, the crane is over there, but if we push this button, you should be able to recall it down to there. I think the logic is all there, but I don't know why it's not working. So there was access to get out onto the roof, but oh, if this doesn't work, maybe this one. Because this one here, I've got this thing, which this is a modified version of the Aster thingamabob. Basically, there's an Aster one that just has the connection here, and I just took it and mutilated it. Yeah, it all works. I don't know why it's not. Does this work? If I sit in... Oh, that's all working, but it's not spinning around. I have no idea why it's not working. The idea was that you would push this button, sit in the seat, and then when you turn it on, you would swivel around, and then it would just use this interface, which is like the Aster, that AX connector, and it just picks up on this, except I don't think this is configured correctly. And then the AX is also on the bottom of the crane, so I can drive it like this, I think. Yeah. The idea is that the cab would spin around to the side here. And it would, see, the door opens when it's in position. And I think these gates on the top will open when we're right at the end. So some of the logic's just not working. So you were supposed to be able to push this button. It would bring all of this back, and then the gates open, and you can just walk on in, drop down. This opens when the cab is below, so you can drop down here. And then if I swivel away, it'll close. And then if I move away, the gates close. This is going to have, well, it's going to have all these integrated container storage units on the side. And we're connected. And so this thing was going to be able to pick up the containers sideways, basically. There's enough height and everything that it can get under a container, but I think it's only compatible with the Aster containers at the moment, or MCS containers, that have the gap on the bottom for the forks to go through. There's also in this one an inside, so if you were up here, I don't know why there's like no buttons for things, but turn the lights on. This is a really nice color inside. So this was, I spent a lot of time decorating this, but there's like servers with little lights that blink, some electrical cupboards and stuff. I wanted to have a whole system in here where you could like turn it on and control it from in here, or like do diagnostics or something. Fire extinguisher if you needed to put something out in here. Just like interesting looking mechanical stuff. And then the whole like crane system is in here. You can come down if you needed to like work on something. So that big disc spins, and that spins the whole thing around. Yeah, I don't know, I got bored of this. Some more stuff going on over here. It's all just like random blinking, like. So this was going to be, I guess I would have named it Crane 3 of Goliath cranes. I think I called it Goliath just because it's massive. Like this, it probably would span across most of these rail yards. Yeah, if you put it like that, so you've got space for all the trains to go through, and then when it comes out over the very left side of it, you would have access to all the tracks there. I guess it would have been better if it was a bit longer, because then you would be able to drive a truck in somewhere that isn't the storage zone. Again, this is kind of like, I don't know, I don't see a point to having this, but there was a little access thing up the top if you wanted to have like a walkway that went all the way around the top. It's got a ramp internally, so you can drive your forklift up here and then be able to load trucks in from the platform, or just drive them through and load internally. I made this whole thing specifically for a video. Can't remember which one. Let me just move this. Okay. Wait, there's another engine. What does that sound? I don't know what that noise is. This has got some stuff from that crane. Just a big brick building, basically. Oh, it might be up here, the AC units. So yeah, I made this thing specifically for the modular engine tutorial and as an intro to get some B-roll stuff. Yeah, so I just got a bunch of like workshop accessories and benches and stuff. It's got a wheel alignment thing. Yeah, the wheel spins. Doesn't do anything, but got a welder, doesn't do anything. Got these lights and the air conditioner. So like a lot of design stuff that I've made has come from just a stupid necessity for trying to make something as like a background set piece. Got an oil spill over here. These lifts work actually. Yeah, you can put vehicles on them and they'll lift them up. Maybe not the best tuned system, but it will work. This garage is using the Octane color scheme, so yeah, bringing back some Lego stuff. Here we've got a little 2U generator. So this number here, I think, is how fast the generator's spinning. There should be a switch somewhere. I know we can get into that. This can be connected onto a trailer. Oh, maybe there's no switch on this one. So anyway, I've got these little electrical connectors on the bottom. So this is Yeah, it's 2 units because like 1 unit is 1 thing, right? Which is, there it is. That's what I was going to get. 1 unit is this, the 1 unit engine, and then a 2U engine or 2U generator is like 2 electrical connectors long. I've got some train trucks. I'll put all these together into 1 unit and release these. Train truck pack. So this is like a 2-wheel version, and this is so you can directly power it. So you have your engine or whatever direct drive, chuck it into this pivot, which is free spinning. So all of this would need to be set to nothing. And then this output goes somewhere along the side, comes up, and then out into both wheels. Let's see, I'll get a couple of them in here. So you're going to have to ignore that they're all clipping through the ground. But this is just my decoration, I guess. The color is a bit off as well. So these grays on the friction pads are different to the gray that's used everywhere else. The ones that you see that have a robotic pivot, or the pivot with the hole in it for power, they're all direct drive from like an engine on board your train. This one here is a Jacob's bogie one, so there's no power to this, and these are just like free spinning velocity pivots. And that'll let you have basically twice as long of a train now that we can spawn them at E-Train and $30 Train Yard. So I started making all these because I was working with Serpentine on a train which we might keep making. And I was helping him out doing some testing with TCP, which I guess when I stopped being so interested in trains for ships, I sort of fell off with that. Like this one has a hinge here, so you get 3 train wheels, but it can hinge at this point and pivot on this point. And you'll see that. So we changed from, I went from having the direct drive powered pivot because I started using TCP and figuring out how that worked. And that uses these electric motors directly on the bogie. So then I've got the compact pivot on here and the power sources within the truck. Realistically, I should try and find a way to drop the pivot down so that it can be a bit more flush. I think all of these are like geared up to 1 to 27 or something crazy like that off the motors. Yeah, these are all just they're all the same style where it's just like doors and friction pads, generators. We'll put them all together in 1 pack. So I was thinking like it'd be good if you could have some kind of actual thing out in the world that could relay its position and also work as like a place to go. If your boat was capsized or something, you could deploy this, or maybe it's a thing that's already out in the world that you can swim to, like maybe if there's a lot of them. The problem is it's not very stable, but you could activate this. I don't know if that light must be flashing, and then it sends out a transponder signal. Yeah, so the point of this was like you can sleep in it. Somebody can sit and sleep and just wait out being rescued. When it's deployed, the anchor is supposed to drop down to the bottom of the ocean and just keep it in one spot. This is kind of an early version of the fishing platform. So this is a prop that I used for a lot of my tutorials. It's basically just a zoomed up workbench. And then you can just come along and put anything you want on there, and you can have it static. But what I've done, I've got these pivots down here, and I made one with a track as well. And it would just like, you could have things levitating up and down. So yeah, it's just a big workbench. I think I've used this in a lot of my tutorials. I'll clear out all the logic. Get rid of these. Just release it like this as a prop. So if you want to use it for anything. So this is like one of those concrete barricades. And it's just got electrical connectors on it. So if you spawn a whole bunch of them. I think I had put space inside it so that you can do logic or something on it. But let's say you had a bunch of them, they'll all connect. You can position them, move them about. I thought that was kind of interesting. Would have been cool for some kind of decorative stuff. Well, this thing here was kind of what I had envisioned, I suppose, as like a medium SAR ship, search and rescue ship. It was going to have a weapon on the front, so you could take out any bears or hostile enemies. And then a little spot up here for being able to reload the weapon. If we walk through here, the medical bay was supposed to be in the front, and then this was supposed to be an elevator. And that would take you down into the holding area, or cargo, I guess. Up through what is access to the medical bay, and then up again, access to the bridge and the rear deck, which kind of got chopped a little bit. I think these space doors are a really cool looking idea, and they work terribly. So yeah, little bridge, spotlights on top. This could be a good hull for someone to just modify. Oh, here's something fun. So this is just a little shunting thing, little shunting trolley. I wanted to make a little train thing that was as small as possible that could move things around. So it should just turn on, and then we can give it some throttle. It's very, very slow. Little fuel cap. And then this one over here will be engine access. Bit of a weird thing. I think this is the egg shunter. This thing here is pretty cool. Mother base tower. It's, I would say, fairly accurate. So access to doors that don't work. This one? Nope. There's nothing in these rooms. It's just kind of the general shape. This one might work. Nope. And then there shouldn't be anything in here. Nothing inside. So it's just a hollow shell. Would be pretty cool to see like on a massive warship, or if you wanted to make like your own mother base floating out in the ocean somewhere, that could be really cool. Yeah, these are really cool. So this is how you would get from one oil rig platform leg to the other. They would connect like this, so they're totally modular. You can put as many as you want in a row. And you've got a walking path below. And this is how Mother Base is set up in Metal Gear Solid as well. And then yeah, you can just run along. This should close. So in bad weather, that will close. I think it is actually configured that if the wind gets too high or something, there was something I configured on it. I don't know, maybe it just doesn't work. But that's what everything in this video is about, just stuff that doesn't work. The light was supposed to come on at night, and then there is a different size of this, a smaller one as well. And then these were supposed to fold up when the wind speed got too high. Same with this one. So there's walking spaces on one side, yeah, and then it's empty on the other side. And then enough space to drive your vehicle through. And then these big things in here, these are pipes. I think you can actually use them as pipes. They're connected to the hard points on the AX connector. So if you wanted to use it to run fluids through, you could. I'll try and set one of these up and see if it'll work. Yeah, so this platform leg here was what I ended up sort of settling on. And the idea is that it would float and spin itself up. And then it's got this little control here which I was testing, and that would deploy anchors, magnetize it in place, and then we've got fluid ports all along the bottom here, and the whole interior can fill up with water, so it's its own ballast system. It worked, it was just very like annoying how it worked. This thing here is what was going to be on top of that. So, and this interfaces with all the bridges. We've got a short bridge, because I did in fact need a short bridge for some reason. I think there was some issue with the way I counted stuff. But a short bridge is half of a long bridge, so you can like, you could have funny offsets. Maybe you had like that bridge goes this way, and then this bridge goes that way, and then you have another one of these platform connection pieces over on the other side. Hopefully these will all connect when it spawns. Yeah, I think that connected. So you can see if you had a lot of these, it would get very laggy. It would not be a happy chappy. But there's little ladder accesses off the sides, windows, so you could do something internal. You can crawl through this space, so that's something that's in Metal Gear Solid. You can crawl below the pipes on some of them. But yeah, then you've got space inside, so you could set it up for a base or something. Yeah, I thought this was really fun project. Just kind of not usable in Stormworks because of block limits and stuff. So this was again back when I was helping Serp with TCP. This is a passenger train that has a little gangway thing, so they can all connect. This section in here I think was going to be doors outside, and then it's a double decker, so you go up or you go down. Maximum seating capacity. I just wanted better windows, like a 1x2 wedge window, and then I would have been able to do a curved glass roof on it. Nothing really special with this one, it's just an empty shell with a bunch of seats in it. Probably not very good seats as well. I've seen some really nice seats where it's like the microcontroller that makes up the main body is tilted back, and it gives you a much nicer angle. So maybe if these were all tilted, you could do something really nice with that. The new career boat. This might actually be a legitimately good boat for a new player. It's got a map, it's got GPS signal on it, or GPS readout. It goes. Nothing fancy going on here. I really like the way I did the bridge on this though, where it kind of pokes out and then we're still using these flat windows. I don't think it's got any real interior though. Big, very big engine. There is a newer version of this though. This is called the new career boat. There is a newer and newest career boat. See, this is new career boat. If I find the other ones, I'll put them all up, but they're all a bunch of new career boats, which are like, they probably work, but they might not have all the functionality you want. I think the next thing I'm coming up to is my pilot boat. Pilot boat engines change. This technically works. This is technically a finished product. The only problem with this is that these are all XML windows. So none of in that main compartment is sealed, and I can't seal it. There's no way to seal it. That really pissed me off. So yeah, I can show you around the whole boat though, because it is all finished. If you wanted to take this and use it, go for it. Little gates so you can get up on the back. These little life raft things would actually probably work with the life rafts add-on. A little pump station on the back, a little bit for your ropes and your equipment. So in the main area, there is space for a couple of people seated on the side, and then a couple of people seated on the other side. And then this little thing was so that the captain or the pilot could sit here and just kind of like chill for a minute, and then you would stand here. And yes, there is a camera on the top that I never got to work, and it was supposed to give you infrared vision while at night. Nothing really works. The engines seem to work. So they've got this little thing that's changes in color. It'll turn green once it gets all the way up, and then these lights will come on. So now both the engines are spinning. And we're using 2 fluid jets. .33 RPS. Doing about 70 knots. Yeah, this thing is a beast. It had some issues with stability. The engines are a bit screwy sounding because I think there was no limiter, or like the ECU limiter. I took it off and it goes up to just like full speed. The only way to get access, I'll go up to the top first actually. So yeah, nothing on the roof. Roof's a bit boring. There's this little camera, which I tried to make look like one of the cameras from Metal Gear Solid. Anyway, over here we've got this thing. This is how you get inside everything. So there's like a dive prep room, or just a prep room. Arctic cloves, flare guns, fluid. So if you do get water in here, it's pretty easy to drain out. Coming through, this one here is the bathroom, toilet, shower, and then the other side, I think I didn't really do much with it. The space is super weird, but we've got 2 beds. So yeah, it's not a long-term boat. It's just a pilot boat to be used in and out of like a port, I guess. But this is where the engines went for my modular engine video. There should not be water coming out of there, but basically there is a little valve in there so the fuel can be shut off to each engine, one on each side. And then I had this little thing I was trying to build at the back for the computers to go in, and this would let you diagnose each engine individually and start them separately as well. And then these are the fluid jet cowls. So basically the fluid jet is only that piece there, and then there's just an absolute load of XML on top of all of that that makes it look a bit nicer. Still works the same, just looks a bit more interesting. But this is a working boat, needs a little bit of tweaking, but otherwise it'll be good to go. Yeah, this thing's very interesting. I made this for a video which was how to convert your speed from like meters per second into kilometers or miles per hour or knots. And this needs infinites to be turned on. But basically it's just a little speeder bike, like maybe what you'd see in Star Wars. I had really wanted it to be able to like hover, but with the limited parts, this is kind of what you get. But it's very quick, scoots along the ground. It's basically just a jet engine that goes at full throttle. Octane catamaran. This thing totally works. There is really nothing that needs to change with this. If you've seen any of my career games, you've probably seen this thing working. I think some of these pumps might not be connected properly. I'll let you find out about those. These just ropes and equipment, diving gear on the back, medical plus seating for any injured people, and then captain's quarters and bridge all in one. And the ramp can be extended and connected with mag walls. Very simple, but it will get you going. This thing is pretty munted. It's got a space for cargo in the front, fluid jets in the back. Yeah, this thing works. It's using the glitch stabilizer, so it can't flip. There is no way you will get this to flip. Just some normal equipment on board, some seats, driver position. Could be a lot better, this boat, but again, it's a good base if you wanted something. This thing here was like the Spyboat V2. It doesn't have any, there's no glitch stabilizers, and I don't actually know why this one was stable at all. Because I don't think any of the stabilizers down there are even connected to anything. But this was fast. Some space up the front for your passengers, driver position. Very quick and dirty boat, using all the big dials and stuff like that, but, you know, again, it gets you going really quick. This thing here is pretty cool, Speedboat Special. I don't know why this didn't work, but I really like the design. It's like those really high-end speedboats that you get as part of the like mega yacht. This is the thing that gets deployed from inside it. On the back of this one, it's got the fuel and electrical anchors in the floor, and they are controlled from over here, I believe. These are all like little cargo access to the engine, I think. Yeah, engine. So these two back ones are access to the fluid jets, and the two front ones are access to the engines. Passenger seating, more passenger seating, driver's helm, and then up the front would have dropped you inside to the cabin, I guess. And up the front, I think this thing here, this with track slider, is what's connected to these seats back here to let them drop into place. I think this was like not floating or something. It was having some weird issues. I don't know, it's working. I've got infinite fuel and electricity on there. But it's a very cool design. Very James Bond spy boat feeling. These big windows. Would be a really good addition to someone's mega yacht. I was looking around on the workshop, someone's actually made a way more accurate Shinmeiwa 2. US 2. Shinmeiwa US 2. Someone's made one that looks really cool. I forget how this works. Also, now that Steam's super warped, this might not even work. I don't know what any of this stuff does. It seems like it still works. This is the boiler. The boiler has... Oh, okay. We're going. Throttle? Oh, we're really going. Oh, come on. Yes, okay. I mean, this works. Last time I was playing with it, it was having issues like dumping the water correctly. So it was kind of not working out as a firefighting plane. But as a seaplane, it works. So you will have this version. Still a pretty cool design for a plane. Never really made planes before, so it is a bit of a weird shape. The back's very sticky, and the front's very chonk. This is the one with the folding wings as well, so you can spawn it in any you can spawn it in any of the large ship workbenches and just dump it straight into the water. This is the first steam tug that I was working on. I can't remember if this worked or not. It probably did. This had a lot of the cool ideas that I wanted to implement on a lot of boats. But then Steam Tug 3, I will release this for sure. We're going to call it the Rubber Duck Steam Tug. This probably doesn't work anymore. Yeah, I think the only thing stopping me from completing it was I didn't have a radar system in it, and everything else was kind of working. I don't need any of that. Yeah, if I had a radar, I think it would have been done. Very strange engine layout. Very strange kitchen layout. But it's all there, I guess. All there. Bathroom. Sleeping. Meow. This thing has way too much power. Good luck. Good luck with that. I like the grimy paint thing on the vent that I did there. That was really cool. It has 4 confirmed kills. As you can see, it does fly. Sort of. And I think from here, everything else is pretty new. The lifeboat I'm still working on, that's basically finished, but I can finish that properly. The rescue sub, I will release this. Since I have no idea what I'm doing with submarines. Yeah, this might not ever get finished properly, so we'll put this out. It's basically just a hammerhead shark, isn't it? That was the whole idea. We have a submarine that's also a shark. I don't know if these do anything. I think it's only electric at the moment. And it looks like it's out of the water until you get going. Oh, no, it's out of the water again. Either to Clifford or Paladin, for sure, Paladin. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing with submarines. So I'm going to put Paladin out, this version here, V5. If you guys want to try and fix it, go for it. I think a lot of what I've learned can be used on more ships in the future. But building Paladin has been kind of like a forcing myself to do it type of situation. So yeah, we'll classify this as abandoned. 2023 has been a pretty weird year for me. Thank you. Thanks to you for watching this, watching me play games. I guess I never really wanted to be a YouTuber, but I really like editing videos and making stuff. So it's kind of working out. Everything that you can see floating around in the background here, this is all the projects that I started this year. Maybe I used it for a video. Maybe I just had a good idea. Some of it might be a bit older as well. I'm going to put all of this on the workshop for you to use. Do whatever you want with it. Next video, I'll be doing Classic Career with a twist, which I'll let you know then. If you see anything you like in this video, feel free to edit it, upload it, do whatever you want with it. It's all, I'm putting it out there for you guys to use. It's all the stuff that I started and then kind of just forgot about or stopped being interested in. So yeah, please take it, do what you want with it. Say you built it. I don't mind if you take things and repurpose them for your own use. Thanks for watching.